Expose them to the Lord. You can listen to praise music while you're doing your chores. There's lots of apps like AccuRadio and Pandora. You can listen to the Holy Word of God on apps like BibleGateway.com. Expose them to the Lord. The best way you can expose this program to the Lord is by paying your tithes and offerings generously and sacrificially in the form of alms to the poor. If you're not going to buckle down and do it all the time with 10% and more of all your income and resources, do it as often as possible. Definitely don't not do it ever. And then seeking God. You seek God through reading His Word, meditating on His Word, memorizing His Word, listening to His Word, studying His Word, reciting His Word. You seek God through listening to praise music, through singing praise music to Him, through praying to Him. If you pray in tongues, praying in tongues to Him. God's got me doing this like 40 hours a week, you guys. I'm on SSI. I hardly ever leave my room unless it's for shopping. I can do that. What can you do to expose them to the Lord? Because I know there are many beautiful born-again TIs who are not doing what they can. I'm doing less than I can. God still is on me, but we all can do more. And many TIs, they know they're doing way less than they can. Expose them to the Lord. So if you have God's praises to the Most High God, the Word of God, you're exposing them. But if you're actively engaged in communing with God through all the ways I just mentioned, you're exposing them to the Lord even more. And they do not like it. They will hit you hard. Ephesians 6:12, KJV, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. So we don't wrestle against flesh and blood, but we do in fact wrestle. But we wrestle against who? Principalities, powers, rulers of the darkness of this world, spiritual wickedness in high places. You do that by communing with God and exposing them to the Lord. They hate it. They come at me with the DEWs, ultrasonic weapons, vibrations, all of this stuff whenever I am communing with God, because that's the most powerful exposing of them to the Lord. But by the end, and sometimes shortly thereafter, they wind up behaving like a puppy because God shuts most of it down. Always remembering, this is Ephesians 6:12. Submit yourselves, therefore, to God. Resist the devil, and he will flee from you. Draw nigh to God, and he will draw nigh to you. So they will fight you, but God will put them in their place. It's like being hit with arrows. If you're being hit with arrows all the time, you're not going to survive. If you have God as your shield, it's going to take an impact because your shield's being hit, but you'll survive. It still affects me, but God can be your refuge, your shield. Expose them to the Lord. I send out my love to all of you beautiful born-again TIs, anyone suffering. Like, subscribe, share, comment, any combination thereof. God bless.